So today on the rural project, the properties, and I say properties because there's two of them we're visiting, is in a place called Snake Valley. It's a bit of an unfortunate name, as you could imagine. Snake Valley is about 1 hour and 50 from Melbourne, just on the outskirts to the east of Ballarat. Right, let's jump in and have a look and see what we've got.
Okay, property number 2 for the day. So number 2 and 3. So number 2 here, number 3 just up the street. Right, let's go and have a look. These are 31.
And the other one's 37.
Yeah, 31 acres this one, 37 acres the other.
This is 100 metres wide, a kilometre long.
Holy cow. So we won't go in that direction purely because there are people in caravan and that over there. But we will take a little walk on the road and see how we go.
About halfway down, there's a power line that runs parallel with the road. So it cuts straight through the middle of the property widthwise, which is good because it's obviously only 100 metres long. As opposed to if it was the other way, it would kind of ruin the place.
Okay, so that's the power pole going through the property. So it's only, what, 50 metres that way, Nathan, the road?
Yeah.
And then this power line comes through the middle. And as you can see, the easement all the way through. But then, I think there's enough firewood for me here to keep me busy. A lot of stringy bark, huge amount of stringy bark. This forest is ginormous. And like Nate said, if this goes a kilometre back, there's firewood forever in this place. Never ever run out. The thing is, we're not too sure whether we're actually on the property here on this road. We think the neighbour's property is that side, but as we followed the road that came from the gate that we came through, you end up walking past that caravan. I don't know, very weird. Gotta say, that's just one of the things we often struggle with, isn't it, Nate?
Orientation.
Yeah.
Definitely. Some places are very clear. They have, lots of signage. The aerial pictures and imagery is very, very good, very clear. The angles are good, and then there's tons of, fence posts. And then other places, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, the property's just roughly there. You have to figure it out yourself. But look how much firewood there is. I can't believe it. It's even more than the Gordon property.
Well, you just mentioned a word there we're not going to talk about anymore. So that's our secret location that may or may not come off in the future. You never know. By the time I get around to editing this, it'll be 6 months from now. And that tight ass may have dropped his price by then and allow us to get in and buy it, because we'd love to buy it, but at the moment his price is just way too high.
I reckon this is the border with that fence post being there.
Yeah, me too. Now
because they've got the trees all marked, so I think this is the far left side. Yeah. Which is convenient that there's a road, but that doesn't cut through the middle, but goes all the way along it. And this is obviously like a little mini gully type of thing. Yeah. Very slight gully.
Yeah, just a wet spot in winter.
Yeah.
So we've walked on now for about 10-15 minutes. We got to this point and we thought there was another dam just down there, but definitely a gully, but no real dam. We followed this road along, and then that road looks like it joins a public road. And around here there's all sorts of weird cut off tree stumps which you don't have anywhere else. And then a few rounds kind of dropped on the road, and that's how I reckon someone's been in here trying to do a little bit of poaching. Come along the public road and just cut across here and tried to steal a bit. Just down there is a ginormous round that's been booked up. Anyway, we are going to carry on. We've found the edge of the property that way. It's about 50 metres that way. You can actually see an old timber fence line that's all burned. We're going to keep going along here.
In theory, we're not going to walk that far this direction. It's 100 metres wide, or it was 130 metres wide.
Right.
So in theory, we don't have that far to walk before it will have to turn back again.
Yeah. So it was a kilometre long 130 metres wide. A well marked out path all the way along here. A little access road. Just said to Nathan, I think I want to buy it just so that I can justify getting myself a Polaris Ranger. Always wanted one. You could go whipping up and down and around here. You'd have great fun. But yeah, as you can see in here, a lot of trees that have been dropped and cut, which is weird because the rest of the walk that we've been on has been nothing, no cut trees. See that fast little wallaby?
That was really fast.
It was fast, yeah. Nate's just said to me there'll be 10 years worth of firewood in here, and he's absolutely right. And we just got talking about, you know, it's a long way from home this, but if you set up your little firewood business, processing business in here, we'd end up selling wholesale to Ballarat or somewhere, rather than saying let's bring it back home. Yeah, another little road there, Nath, which obviously leads back to that public road. Yeah, you'd end up selling sort of wholesale to Ballarat, which is the next sort of big close town to here. Got to keep that stuff in mind. If it can't always be about bringing a firewood back home.
Looping back.
When you're this far away. It's just looping around now, is it?
Itself, yeah.
All right, let's have a little more explore, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, and we're still carrying on, so we're still travelling right now away from the car. We had a little bit of a detour at one point, but yeah, heading away from the car again now. Following this road, which is all marked out with either with some German flags or these little orange markers. We really do feel like we've got to be at the end of the property. It's a kilometre long. We've walked a long way. Steel posts there, Nath. You see any others? Because this road carries on up there, but
there's another post up there. Oh, we stupidly disoriented and that one goes back to the road.
Which one?
Those. That way.
Could be.
Honestly, I haven't a clue at this point.
Don't ask us to. We're totally lost.
Yeah, nah.
Right, let's keep exploring and try and find our way. If you follow the road, at least if it goes wrong, we just follow the road all the way back again, Nath.
Yeah.
So, stupidly, we left our phones in the car. So normally we have our phones with the maps on, but we left them in the car this time, which is a bit dumb. So we can't really kind of orientate ourselves, but like I said, we're on a road with little markers on, so we can't really get lost. We might just end up on someone else's property, which would be weird though. Why would an access road just traverse from one property to another without seeing any fence lines? I don't know. Anyway, let's keep walking. Okay, we were just up there when I was talking a minute ago. We had a little recce around, and this path down here, we said, right, let's give this one a go. And we were part way down, and yeah, we've just spotted there wooden post with fence wire on it. There's another wooden post down there.
Another wire up here.
Wire wrapped around that tree. So this is the back of the property. So this should only be 130 metres long-ish, maybe even less, but it might not be that well defined for the next property because there are two next to each other. So we might end up walking 260 metres before we get a fence line.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, I'll be interested to see because I think at least one of them did get a little bit wider too as it went back. So it was more of like a trapezium
one's bigger
shape.
than the other, isn't it? This is the 31 acres. The next one that we go on to is 37. Yeah, right.
Bit wider, I think. Like more like a trapezium than just a rectangular box. But we'll see.
Absolutely beautiful though. Now I'm really focused on making sure we don't get lost. No phone with us, didn't bring any water this time. Again, we left all that in the car because this was just a little trek. Anyway, possibly go wrong?
Should be right.
Water! Water! Well, that was a swift recovery. Don't worry, I'm okay, I survived. Right, so we just come out into the opening, and it's the opening due to the power line. And yeah, when we pan around, so our car's over there somewhere. I don't know how it's going to come out on camera, but along there there's another track. That's the one that we walked that way in on. Kind of see the caravan and everything in the distance there. Then there's another property. See what it looks like if I zoom in. Another property right off in the distance.
And when we looked that way before, we could see a dam and another like structure from the neighbour's property. So we need to figure out where between that neighbour's property and the neighbour that we pointed to just before does the boundary lie. It should be about equal in the middle, but it would be nice to just at least see the far boundary this way to determine where everything is.
So we said instead of going straight back to the car down there, we're going to walk along this track. There is a neighbour's house just over there somewhere, just behind the trees. We'll walk along there and we reckon we're going to see a fence line, and then we'll know that's the extent of this property. And we've walked the property behind us, and we'll know that, yeah, roughly halfway in the middle. It's pretty obvious, isn't it, Nath, that the same person has owned both blocks of land.
Given the tracks.
They've put a track right around the outside of both blocks, and then a little bit through the middle, which is nice. Yeah, it is very nice. We're both pretty excited about this property. I'm excited because I can just see firewood as far as the eye. But yeah, we think it's got great potential. Right, let's bring you back once we get to the end of the line. All right, we've just got to the boundary. So there's another post there for electricity supply. And hopefully you can see there and there are posts showing a fence line going this way. And here we've got a star picket there. One off in the distance, wooden post. So we've definitely got a fence line going that way. So we've just stepped into a property that's not up for sale. And that's purely because this road is an easement. And it runs through all the properties so that the electricity company can get in and maintain its cable. Right, so we know then that between where I'm stood now and the kind of house in the distance, halfway between there is the boundary going that way. So there's a fair few hundred metres, 130 on that property, 200
Similar,
on this. Yeah.
Similar kind of thing, yeah.
Right, we're going to head back to the car now and call it for this one. Again, we'll have another good think. We'll put this through our little multi-criteria analysis little sheet that we've got, see how it sits, but certainly looks good so far. And yeah, love the size of it. Absolutely love the size of it. This is brilliant, and it feels
a lot of potential.
Yeah, it feels like you're right out in the country, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know, it really does. It feels
quiet.
Right, we'll bring you guys back when we go and have a look at the next property.